Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Half a Nice Day podcast with your host, Janine.
And Joshua.
And today we switched.
Yes, we are doing the old switcheroo, to spice things up a little bit in this relationship. We need to assume different positions. But I'm on the right and Janine's on the left now. So here we are today. Here we are today.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we are. And I am quite in pain.
Yeah, Janine is severely in pain. She's trying to at least go to the doctor at least one day next week.
At least.
At least.
I've been having really bad migraines. I've been having really bad back pains. I've been having really bad cramps.
You know one thing that can easily solve this problem?
What?
Easily.
What?
A cold bath.
No.
Yes.
He keeps on pushing. So, Joshua, for the past, 3 weeks now?
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
So, we did it twice, right?
I already done it twice.
So, 4 weeks ago, he decides to go on a spontaneous ice bath experience. And I hate cold showers more than anything. Anything cold that touches my body, I'm not into that at all.
Yeah, so Janine has back pain, so I tried spraying deep heat on her. The moment I sprayed it, she was like, ah! I'm like, what's going on? She's like, it's cold. I'm like, would you rather endure a minute of cold or a lifetime of back pain?
It wasn't a lifetime fix, by the way, because it's hurting me again.
It still hurts, I know. But what I've been doing actually, guys, is amazing. I've going to this place in Alcuz called Longevity Sports. And
Alcuz?
Yeah, Alcuz, and it's like a bathtub with like freezing water. So there's like 3 temperatures. There's 10, 8, and 5 degrees. I couldn't do the 5 like moment.
Celsius, by the way, for those
5 degrees
who are
Celsius.
listening from America.
America is Fahrenheit, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was I? But yeah, the moment I entered the 5 degree Celsius tub, I couldn't do it. I couldn't submerge myself.
Did you enter, or you just put your hand?
So I actually stood inside. It was like alongside my waist, the water level, and I couldn't dip. Like I physically couldn't. Even if my mind was like, just do it. My body was like, no, I can't.
Were you shaking?
I was shaking.
Oof.
I was
I wasn't there. I didn't even
boots.
Accompany him because
She didn't even want to see me do it. That's how bad, like...
No, I was editing at that time. And the second time he went with his brother. So I didn't want to ruin their bro moment.
Yeah, but it's really an amazing experience. I watch a lot of Wim Hof kind of stuff. So, like, breathing techniques and cold water therapy. So I decided to give it a try. And I felt really amazing after it. I suggest anyone who wants to try it. We'll put maybe a shout out to them or something, or their Instagram handle, and maybe... even a cool, sexy picture of me, half naked in the tub, which I'm sure most of you would not want to see, but I'm still going to do it.
Don't scar their eyes.
I'm still going to do it, guys. And here's the picture.
No.
Nice, guys.
X.
I expect give a thumbs up button if you really like that, please. A like button.
They all put dislike.
I'm like, oh, what have I done? The integrity of this podcast has been compromised.
We have a few dislikes, actually. That one video.
Which video was it?
I can't remember now, but there's this one, Signs of Adulting, something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna find all these people who dislike, and I don't know what I'm gonna do to you, but you better be wary.
Yeah, I don't think they were too happy with that, but I think we lost a couple of subscribers as well. Like 1 or 2 probably, but we gained a lot, and we're almost 200 subscribers.
Yeah, and we'll be giving a gift to our 200 subscriber.
A gift of love.
The gift of thinking about you.
Yes, I like that. Okay, let's start off by the happy news of the week. Bling!
Bling!
No, we have to be in sync.
I forgot what it was. That's why I'm waiting for you to do it.
Happy news of the week. Bling! Very nice. So this is actually a happy fact of the week. So a research in the UK shows that the mere sight of an indoor plant or plants can reduce stress, and that tending to them reduces anxiety and improves your sense of well-being. 83% of research conducted in the UK reported that tending to their indoor plants made them feel less restless, less anxious, and has physical, mental, and emotional benefits. That's great. And then another research published in the Journal of Urban Forestry and Urban Greening. They surveyed more than 4,000 people from around the world, and they found that having vegetation or plants at home boosted English, Janine, boosted emotional well-being for about 74% of participants amid COVID-19 lockdowns. That's amazing news. I have plants in my house.
I think you'll be able to. No, you can see like
there's
a
one
little
there.
bit like dripping down over here.
Yeah, like that viney plant. And I really don't. I'm not a plant geek, so I don't know their name. I just know that this one is called a. Wow, that one is called the watermelon plant because it looks like a watermelon.
So literally plants are named after things they look like? Is it?
I don't know. Some they don't. And then I have a snake plant over there because that looks like a snake swimming.
Now you're just making stuff up.
No, but that's really called a snake. Like, I know there's a scientific name for it, but it's called the snake plant.
Okay.
There's one where there's two on top of this cupboard, whatever it's called, shelf. There's a dried lavender over there, so I'm not really tending to that. And then a few cacti over there. Cacti, if there's a lot, right?
Yeah. But your cactus, remember, so when Janine was shifting places, I didn't know that it was actually pointy, and I lifted it and I got cut all over my hand. But I think that's a good learning experience for me. But it did keep me calm after looking at it after some time. So I really agree with this study. I think plants are the new dogs, maybe.
And I sing to them from time to time. And when I enter my house, I say, "Honey, I'm home," because I'm talking to them.
Yeah, Janine does talk to her plants, and when she's mending, like when she's tending to her plants, I'm completely invisible because she's like so engrossed in it. But I really like that as well.
Yeah, but my other plant, which has been with me for like since I moved out, which is almost 4 years now, is unfortunately dying. So I'm gonna try and revive it. I'm not sure if I can, but let's see how that goes. So
I think your mom will be able to do it.
Yeah, my mom has amazing green thumbs.
Yeah.
Thumbs. So
green thumbs up, guys.
Adopt a plant. Get some plant indoor, especially if you're in a country with current strict lockdowns.
Yeah.
And you can tend to plants. If having pets is a bit of a big responsibility for you and you can't adopt a pet, then adopt plants. That's a good head start.
Yeah, and I when I envision like a house in the future, I would definitely want a lot of plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this whole past couple of days, Joshua and I have been talking about traveling because I just got my second dose of vaccine. He's about to get his second dose.
This week.
We will be celebrating our anniversary.
1 year.
We're
one of those couples, I think. 1 year. Let's do it. But I think it's we really should because it is a milestone for us.
It is. You've never had a 1 year relationship? Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I've never had one.
Clearly.
Dodge the bullet. Our listeners bought that.
Insider scoop. But anyway, I mean, let's not go into Oh my lord, they'll be so clueless as to why we're laughing. But anyway, we're both excited to celebrate. We're actually celebrating two things. So May 8th, we're celebrating our 1 year of swiping yes to Tinder.
It's called a swipe-civersary.
Ooh, swipey-versary.
Yeah.
And our real boyfriend anniversary in June. So we were thinking of traveling, going somewhere because we were just counting the number of countries we've been to. We've traveled a lot before COVID, and I'm an avid traveler. Is that even a...
Yeah, you are. You're like a
word?
citizen of the world. Like when you go to a country, they'll be like, "Oh, Janine, welcome back." I'm pretty sure that's how it happens. But we're close to each other. Like I'm like 1 point below Janine.
Yeah, you said what? 19 countries? 18?
18 or 19 countries, and Janine is 20.
But that's not a lot compared to other people, like people who've been to 30, 40, 50 countries.
I think it's a lot for a person who has a Philippine passport, though.
Well, that's true.
No.
And
No,
also,
I know a lot of Filipinos who travel a lot as
yeah,
well.
but also it's because I started traveling later in life, only when I moved out of my parents' house. Well, I've been to 2 countries when I used to live with them, but that's because my mom was with me, so she chaperoned me
Of course.
to those places, and also because my mom loves traveling. I got it from her, actually. And
Got it from my
my
mama.
grandfather and my grandfather's mom, so they're travelers and they love traveling, and I got it from them. And it's just different. I don't know, it's my stress reliever, which is super expensive, by the way. I used to travel. There was this one, I don't know if it was 2019 or 2018, but there was this one year where I would travel almost every month. So what I would do is travel on a Thursday evening, right after the last day of work week, and then come back either Sunday morning or Monday morning, and I would take just a day off of work and literally go back to work right after. Zombie mode.
No, it was the exact same thing for me because most of my leave days, I would spend in Pinas. I would literally like spend 2-3 weeks there, come back. And when there are times like when I started running out of leaves, I would do the exact same thing. Like I would fly on a Thursday night to a different country, come back on the Sunday morning, and maybe from the airport go straight to work. And it's, oh my God, the hardest thing
It is.
I've ever have to do. But like there are times when I'm like at work like 2 hours early, and I'm like, okay, let me take a quick power nap on my desk or anything like that. But it was all in all worth it.
Yeah. It would give me a different type of like rush, and like it was a different feeling. But also it would keep me very dead the whole week.
Yeah.
Because it will just affect you so much. It's the jet lag, especially if you're coming in from a farther.
No, but I never used to travel like maybe
country.
a more than a 5-hour flight. If it's over the weekend, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, yeah.
But I think you might have done it.
Yeah, just because when I was at my previous job, I would also travel to France either once a year or twice a year. Once, yeah. And there would be some times where I would have to travel going there and then get to work right away. Land around early in the morning, 5-6 a.m. And then get to the hotel and then go to work. And then the other way around, come back here and it would be like early morning, and then I would have to report to work again.
And the harder part, the hardest part of that whole procedure that you just did is also that since we're in the country for like 48 hours, we make sure that our sleep is minimal and we do as much as we can. So that's why the time we come back, completely exhausted.
You would just be super tired.
Exhausted. You're out.
Yeah, but what I would do is just wear a sleeping eye mask, have noise canceling headphones, and then just sleep in the plane.
Okay.
Pop some sleeping pills, and then knocked out, and then the next day back to work. Yeah.
But for me, the sleep on the plane that I get is always like 10-minute intervals. Like
Yeah,
I would
it's not the
sleep, wake up,
best.
sleep, wake up.
It's not the best.
And I never travel like business or first class, so I don't have that luxury of sleeping like horizontally. So I'm always like seated, and I always travel budget airlines, so you can't even recline those seats. You know, it's like if anything, you move forward when you press those seats.
See, that's a good thing with Emirates. Even if you're in coach, or what is it called, economy, it's okay because it's not like budget airlines where you're literally cramped in one space. Yeah. Emirates is okay with
decent leg room and everything.
Yeah, with economy.
Or you choose to seat in the emergency exit of the plane, that part where there's additional leg room.
Yeah, like leg room.
Yeah.
But that depends if you're lucky to be in that position. Yeah, and then most of the times that year, I would remember, like, I would just keep my suitcase open. So I would come in, open up my suitcase.
Scooter.
Well, I can't really speak. Open up my suitcase and just leave it, because my essentials would be in there. My toiletries would be there, and for the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I would
clothes
travel
like
again.
you haven't used or anything.
Yeah,
like
or
that,
just keep it there, like clothes that I could bring to my next travel. Just keep them there, because I know that in the next 2-3 weeks I would travel again. So no need to like unpack everything and then pack them back. That was my life. And my mom would be like, "San ka na naman pupunta? Where are you going?" And my dad would be like, not upset, but he would be like, where are you going? To me, it was just like freedom.
No, and there's a lot of factors that come also into this because UAE is a hub, so like there's flights everywhere, especially Emirates. You can fly anywhere, basically from the Dubai airport.
We're very lucky to be
Very, very
in the
lucky.
center because we're literally in the middle of the earth.
Like our friends in Canada or US, they barely go back to Philippines because it'll be like almost a day long flight.
Right.
For us, it's just 8 hours. If you want to go to US, yeah, it's a little bit further, but we're in the hub of everything, so we connect like easily to Africa, Asia. If you want to go to
Right.
Europe as well.
Within 7-8 hours, you're either in Asia or Europe,
Yeah,
which is amazing for us.
yeah.
The only problem, of course, for us Filipino passport holders, the visa.
The visa.
Like you always have to renew it. You always have to get a new visa issued.
Have you ever been rejected for a visa?
Yes, I have.
Where?
The UK. My first UK visa application.
Why?
I
Did
got
they say
rejected.
any reason why?
The reason is, so I was traveling with my mom, and I think the expenses that I declared seemed more than what was in my bank account.
Oh, okay.
But also I had other assets, and I had my credit card, and I have cash with me. Like not everything was in my bank account, and I didn't have my mom's statement in there, so it was just my.
Oh, you applied for the joint, like a family.
Yeah, for
Okay.
the both of us.
Okay.
Basically, we got rejected because they deemed that we wouldn't come back. Like, excuse you.
Oh, you're one of those.
A lot of your people are actually in the UAE trying to work here.
Do the same thing, yeah. I
So
know.
what makes you think that someone who's been in the UAE for almost her entire life would like to leave the country and stay in your country? And basically, I put in my dad's visa, his passport, his bank statement to be the sponsor of my mom, and then our house here, my car at that time, my job. So I was like super pissed, and I was going there for a photography seminar
Okay.
with one of my favorite wedding photographers, and I put in his like the whole thing, the whole
Itinerary,
seminar, the passport copy of the guy who is hosting him. So basically everything, but they were just like, "Oh, we don't think that you're gonna come back." But I have a really good friend at the time who used to work with me. She put up like a petition, like an online petition. Like the title was that something against like the UK immigration, whatever. Get Janine to UK, something like that.
What? And people have to sign it or something?
Yeah, like an online petition.
Okay.
And then we got like almost 2,000 people to sign the petition.
You never told me this.
Yes, and then, well, you learn new things about me all the time.
That's so cool. No one ever signed anything for
Yeah,
me.
and then she was so sweet. That was so sweet of her to do. She's partly British and partly Australian. So she was
Okay.
really, really pissed. And then I reapplied, which was very, very expensive, by the way. And then I got it.
Huh.
I got it, yeah.
Wait, because you got it because of that petition?
I think partly, yes. And then I had to resubmit with the right, like,
Details
the
and
right
everything.
details that was, I
So you
guess,
had to revise
missing.
whatever itinerary you had and
Yeah.
declared it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then with, I guess, all of the signature and it being public and a lot of people vouching for me, basically, because you can put comments. And people were like, yeah, Janine is, like, very sweet. I don't think she's going to stay in the UK. It was, like, very weird and sweet at the same time.
That's actually really nice.
Very, very nice. So I printed all of them out. Probably had, like, 20 pages of just, like,
Can I see it?
testimonials from people. Yeah, I think I still have copies of it, yeah.
Okay.
I'll show it to you. I printed them out and then I reapplied and I got it.
Huh.
Yeah. And then the more that you travel, the less of these you get.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why they
you have
need
a story of being rejected.
I got rejected.
Visa.
Yeah, visa. Lots of rejections, but for the visa story, it was actually, it was very stupid of me though to have done that. But what I did was, it was the time in the year where I got my bonus. and I immediately like paid back all my debts to like everyone. So I had it was mostly my sister because I borrowed a lot of money from her when I took a trip to Nepal, which I think I'll keep on another podcast. But so I paid her back, which is almost like, should I give that amount? It's fine, right?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I borrowed like a 5-figure amount from her. 5-digit amount from her, and I paid her back, and I paid her everyone back, and then I went to apply for my Japan visa, so I didn't have a lot of money at that time, but I was scheduled to travel in 2 months from then, so I knew like, okay, with my salary and everything coming in, it'll be okay. So I did this whole I did the whole forms and everything, and I went to the Japanese I don't know what it was, consulate or just maybe an office, because it was in the World Trade Center. And I gave my documents to this teller. It's behind a glass wall, and it was like completely tinted, so I couldn't see who I was even talking to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I gave, but I know it was an Arab woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she was like her Arab accent.
Yeah.
So I gave her the documents, and she's like, "This is your bank statement?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Is this all the money you have?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like,
"Oh man."
I was like, "Are you sure you still want to give this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
You didn't doubt it?
No, I didn't doubt it. Then she's like, then she saw my itinerary, because even for Japan, you have to give your itinerary,
right,
places you're gonna stay, what you're gonna do.
Right.
And I think she put 2 and 2 together, and she's like, okay, with the amount of money you currently have in your bank, you won't be able to do all these things. So maybe you also have some suspicions and everything if you go to Japan. And then 2 days later, I went to collect my passport to see if I got it or not, and it was obviously rejected. So she did give me like a sort of warning, like,
right,
like
it
don't give this right
her,
now. Yeah, it was kind of her, like, don't give this to me now. When your bank account is like this, because she did ask.
But you were adamant.
And I was like, yeah, I really want to get my visa now. So because I was really planning my whole trip, because I wanted to go to Pinas, Japan, and was it Malaysia as well? Malaysia was also part of that plans, but in the end, it didn't work out, and instead I went to Korea. Yeah, but I had an amazing time.
Really nice, by the way. I've never been, and I really want to go.
Amazing.
You need to take
Korea.
your mom there, by the way.
Yeah.
His mom's obsessed with Korean.
A lot of elderly Asian women.
My best friend's mom, Shian's mom.
Oh yeah.
Really obsessed with
Tita
Korean.
Mina.
Yeah, Tita Mina.
Yeah.
Yeah, our titas.
I think it's a generational
Korean
thing.
Novelas, yeah. But not just titas. Like a lot of Filipinos love Korean everything.
Anything Korean related. Like
Korean
even your brother.
food.
He loves Korean music and stuff. So
K-pop.
I think it's a very big thing, which is blowing up.
Also, when you're in the Philippines, like Korean food everywhere. All of these like Korean barbecue places. Samgyeopsal. Yeah. At first, like I wasn't too I didn't know what Korean food is. All I knew was that it looked spicy with kimchi and all of these like red spices. I was like ignorant basically. And then my friend took me to a Korean barbecue place when we were in, was it Vietnam? I think when we were in Vietnam. No, when we were in Cambodia. I can't remember now. One of those. So he brought me there, and it was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, shout out to Mac. Actually, he listens to the podcast. I miss you, Mac. He's my travel buddy.
Shout out to you, Mac.
Yeah.
But actually, in Korea was the first time that I had a full on like uric acid attack.
Because you were eating
like nonstop Korean barbecue, drinking everything,
beef and pork.
Yeah. And then one unfortunate thing was Gia. I traveled with my best friend Gia. Shout out to Gia as well.
So many shout outs to our travel buddies.
So we went to the highest point in Korea. There's a tower there.
You have to
there's a cable car.
Okay.
So there's a cable car, and we had fun. And we bumped into other people from the hostel. And hostel travelers, they like to like live on an extreme budget. So like $10 a day and I'm out. But Gia and I, we went there like comfortably, let's say. So we could travel in a taxi, and these guys would be like, a taxi? What am I, Bill Gates? So we were there at the top, and when you're down, you get an option to buy a return ticket on the cable car or a one-way.
Right.
And so we bumped into 2 other guys from the hostel there, and they're like, come, let's all walk down. And Gia and I didn't want to seem like, oh, we have like.
Well, he has gout.
No, yeah, gout, and what do you call this, money.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
we bought actually the return ticket, but these guys only booked one. We was like, it's only like a 1 hour walk going down.
1 hour
And
walk.
and I'll tell you what, it was the worst rainstorm as well that ever happened I've ever experienced in my life.
Oh,
And Gio and I are walking down from the highest point of Seoul to the bottom, and it's like okay, there are stairs and stuff, but like the amount of times I slipped, and like these guys are like so far ahead, always looking back. Come on, guys! And I'm like, for me, my foot is killing me.
That's dangerous for your knees, by the way.
It's dangerous for me on every level.
True.
And the thing is, Gia and I did have a return ticket going back down, but we just didn't want to like disappoint these guys and make them think that
so
we are not like. I don't want them to think like we are
polite.
better than them or anything.
You're so polite.
Yeah, but Gia and I were like, and then at the end they disappeared, and then Gia and me were like, okay, what do we do? Then we just ended up in this one really old street, and we had Korean barbecue. It was really good food though, but I didn't know I had uric acid at the time. I just thought I had a swelling or a sprain or something.
Oh, it was already hurting the same spot.
The same spot, yeah.
Oh god.
So like I was literally limping. G and I were just having like these small jackets to protect us from the rain, but we were completely drenched.
And was it cold? Were you shivering?
Super cold. I don't know if you have pictures from that day or what happened to us, but like completely drenched.
This is the beauty of traveling. Like, really.
No, I couldn't. No, the problem is I could have avoided all of those things.
I know.
If I just thought about myself and everything, but obviously it's a good experience, a good fun story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are the stories that you'll keep
Yeah.
telling your future kids and grandkids,
Yeah.
which is quite fun.
Hmm.
I can't wait to travel again, guys. I don't know. Here in the UAE, a lot of people are traveling to the Maldives, the Seychelles, because these are destinations that are 4 or 5 hours away, and these are islands in Africa that not a lot of COVID that don't have a lot of COVID cases.
And they've been hit really hard because like 80-90% of their whole economy is made out of tourism. And they really, even if they don't want to, I think it's like a precautionary thing that they have to do in case so that their country doesn't go into debt, or at least make some money from tourists at least.
Yeah, and if there's any tourists that I, as a country, I would be accepting people from, I would say the UAE, because again, almost everyone is starting to get double shots of their vaccines, so complete with their whole vaccinations.
Just bring your vaccine card and start traveling again.
Yeah. So, and the amount of COVID cases that we've been having every day has reduced tremendously.
Yeah, but deaths are still there, right? I think I saw 3 deaths or something.
Yeah, but also compared to before, we're getting 12, 15 deaths a day. That was like tragic.
Yeah.
So yes, we're still not over, but definitely we see improvement.
A step in the right direction, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But when you travel, do you travel alone or do you travel with like a group?
A mix. So I had my solo travels, and I have my friend travels, and I have my solo travels where I meet someone there.
Okay.
Basically.
I've had all of those as well.
Yeah.
And when did you start solo traveling then?
My first solo travel was when I was 26, I think. 26 or yeah, I think it was 26 or 25. I can't remember now.
So a late bloomer as well.
Yeah, again, because I left my parents' house when I was 25. Yeah, so I think that was when I was 26, and I traveled to. It was supposed to be an Asia trip, where I only booked my first flight going to Thailand, which is Bangkok, Thailand. And then from then on, I had, I think, the next 10 days to go anywhere I wanted to. So you
kept it like an open trip.
Yes.
Like you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you're going to end up in, and you don't know how you're going back.
Exactly. And I have my going, and then I have my last trip from the Philippines to
okay,
back.
So your last
Clark back.
destination was going to be Philippines.
But then I had to cut it short. So I was only able to make Thailand, Bangkok, and
the
island part, the watery part.
I know what you're talking about. Phuket.
Yes, Phuket. There you go. Phuket, and then from there I went to Vietnam, and then from Vietnam I went to the Philippines. and I wanted to go to so many other places, but I couldn't because there was a family emergency. So I went back to the Philippines, spent some time with my grandparents, and then came back, which is good.
Yeah, it's a good way to end an amazing trip as well.
I know.
But did you have any crazy stories? Like, were you ever like mugged or?
I was mugged when I was in Paris. Oh, such a
Oh yeah. I
such a
remember the
Dubai
story.
kid story. So I was outside the Louvre, and of course
The Lou,
the Louvre, yeah, the Louvre.
the toilet, the Louvre. Okay.
The Louvre. I was outside the Louvre.
Sipping on my acai drink and my croissant.
Of course, tourist trap. They saw me with my backpack. I had my camera in front of me, so it looked like, your basic tourist.
Easy target for anyone.
Exactly.
Easy target.
And
You
so-
stood out.
There were these two, I don't know where they're from, but gypsies, basically. They came to me and they started saying, "Oh, you speak." At first, they were speaking in French, and
Okay,
I
you have to
said,
do the accent.
they don't have an accent. They're not from France. They're somewhere from other
Okay,
parts
but
of Europe.
assume a French accent.
You speak English?
Anglais.
Anglais. And I said no. I don't speak French. And she started holding my face. So she's like,
Oh man, COVID.
so pretty. Pre-COVID times when everyone could touch each other without thinking that there were germs or shake hands. She's like, so pretty. Where are you from? You're going to the Louvre. What are you doing here? And then I already found that very weird. Her other friend came swooping in, so now there are two, and I had my backpack in front of me because a lot of pickpockets. In Paris, you have to be very careful, especially in the tourist areas. So I had my bag in front of me. And then she started saying, please help us. We have a charity for kids.
Okay.
All you have to do is sign this. So there's they have, those metal or those cardboard, hard cardboard that had a lot of paper, and then there's a clamp, like a clip. Just like medical documents so just like a bunch of papers with a hard back to it. And she flipped one page and she showed like a lot of entries from other people pledging like either €5, whatever. You put your pledge, you sign your name and then signature, whatever. So she gave me the pen. She put that thing on top of my bag in front of me. So basically it was here. And then she said, just write your name, put in whatever you want to pledge, and then you can give us money if you want to. So I was writing and I was like, okay, fine. I feel really bad for the children. I was about to give like, I think €5.
Okay.
So I was writing my name. Suddenly I felt something. So this other girl with her, so the other girl's distracting me to write, talking to me, where are you from? Dubai, blah, blah, blah. The other girl was reaching underneath the bunch of papers because I couldn't see it, and trying to unzip my bag and take something. And so in front of my bag was where a bunch of euros. I think I had, can't remember now, 50, probably 80, maybe 100 euros.
Some like loose.
Yeah, not loose. I mean,
No, but like
euros,
change in itself. Like,
exactly.
Like you just dump it there, like
right.
when you get a change back.
Yeah, in front of the bag. So I saw her hands, and then I suddenly like a rush came to me. Like I understood what was happening. I was getting conned by these women, and they're trying to get money out of me by getting me to sign something, distracting me, and then taking. So when I realized what was happening, I said, "Hey, wait!" She started sprinting. She took the thing, and then the other girl had my money. I saw like my money on her hand. They started running, and then I realized what was happening. So I started saying, hey, started screaming at them. I ran, and then other people noticed what was happening. So there were a bunch of these standalone kiosk shops right next to the
like
Louvre.
Stalls or something.
Yes. And they were being manned by a couple of men, and one of them was an Indian man. And he started running after them as well, because he saw me running after them. He was so kind, bless him. So I ran as fast as I could, grabbed one of the girls from behind, and I was able to grab her shirt. And I was like, not today. I was starting to do jujitsu back then, so I wasn't
Oh,
really scared.
you did like a
I choked her. No, I grabbed her from behind,
okay.
and it was daylight. It was like 12, probably noon, 1 p.m. I
Yeah.
can't remember. And I said, "Give back my money." So she took it out of her like bra or like her chest area and gave me back. But she gave me back like 30 euros, and I knew that that was not my whole money. And then I was like, "No, that's not everything. I'm sure your other friend has the rest of my money. Give it to me now." And then the guy was like, "How much is it?" And I didn't even know. And I just said like, I don't know, 50 euros. I think I said 50. And then he started speaking to her, said, "Give it back or I'm going to call the police, blah, blah, blah." So she gave me back the rest of the money, but then counting afterwards at the end of the day when I got back to my Airbnb, I realized they got more out of me.
How much more though?
Probably like 30 euros more. Yeah. Or 40 euros more. I can't remember. But then this other guy started talking to me and reprimanding me, saying, "Don't talk to strangers. You're in Paris." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I'm from Dubai. We can speak to anyone. We can leave our phones anywhere.
That's the thing.
We can
That's
come
the
back the
thing.
next
That's
day.
the
It's
thing.
still
That's
there."
the thing.
And that's when it hit me. I live in a bubble, you know? We're so protected. We're so well protected. We're very spoiled. It's such a safe country that because I grew up here, I never experienced anything like this outside of Dubai.
Yeah.
And I think I could just trust anyone, you know? Even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
even
I
if
know,
I
yeah.
came in from the Philippines, I don't know. It's just I guess my brain is wired that way, you know?
No, but here you see all these stories like a taxi driver delivers 100,000 back to a guy who left it in his taxi, and I'm like, this would have never happened in any other country.
Yeah.
If I found 100,000 like dirhams in a different country in my taxi, I would have like driven my taxi off a cliff and sold and kept it 100,000 and like lived
I
life.
left my wallet at the cinema and I had cash in there. Cash.
Catch fish.
I had cash in there and I called the cinema and they said, "What does it look like?" "Purple." I said, "Purple. My initials are in there." And they're like, "Yeah, come. It's in the what is it called?
Lost and found.
Lost and found." I went in and one of the cleaners apparently handed it over.
And
And I
everything was
was
there?
Everything was in there.
I once had
Nothing was touched. Nothing.
I once forgot my Emirates ID in a clinic, and I didn't know until they called me like, "Are you Mr. Joshua?" I'm like, "Yeah."
No
Like,
one's gonna
"Yeah."
steal your Emirates ID.
No, that's the
Josh.
thing. So I was just like, "That's cool." Like I didn't even know it was gone. It's like day 3, I think. Good thing.
Yeah, but that's Dubai for you, right? So
But
going somewhere, it's just so
you
different.
know, I have a very similar story to you actually.
Yeah.
So okay, not very similar, but there's some lines which I'm sure you can relate to. But this was in Pinas. I think we'll wrap up with this
Yes.
with this story. But I was in Pinas and I had a tattoo appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, let me kill some time. So I went to Greenbelt. It's like a mall complex.
Explain to them because I know what Greenbelt
Yeah,
is.
so it's like a mall complex with like different, like there's Greenbelt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so there was a time when I had my tattoo appointment in a different city. So I had to call a taxi to take me from point A to B. And there was a stall, okay? And like I was exiting out to find a taxi. I was exiting out and there was a small stall, near the entrances. There was a UNICEF stall.
Okay.
So there's like this one girl comes up and like, "Oh my god, I love your tattoos."
Okay.
I'm like, "Thanks."
Oh my
Okay, so I'm like,
gosh.
"Thanks," and she's like, "Where did you get them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, here." And I'm actually going for an appointment now, and I'm really late and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, can I just talk to you for a second?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." And then she takes me to this UNICEF
He
stall.
thinks that the girl is into him. That's why.
She was definitely into me. I'm sure she. Okay, so listen as the story goes on. So she takes me to the stall and she's like, "So basically, what I do," and like I didn't even ask her. She's like, "So basically, what I do is, I take donations for kids and UNICEF for the starving children of Manila and particularly like in African countries, all these things. And sir, do you want to be like a recurring member? You just have to pay a monthly fee, and all these fees directly go into feeding someone unfortunate." And I'm like, "No, I'm really sorry, I can't. I have to really rush. My appointment's in like 20 minutes, but thank you." So then she's like, "Oh, but you'll get this cool pen." And I'm like, and before I know it, I was signing it already. And I gave her my credit card details.
Oh my gosh.
Before I knew anything. Like, before, and then I, like, the moment I left, I'm like, did I already give my credit card details? And then I called my cousin and, like, at the job, like, I was just in the mall and suddenly, and then she's like, oh, be careful, there are these people who can apparently, like, hypnotize you.
It's called, like, Budol Gang in the Philippines. They're able to, like, entrance you.
So she showed me this pen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She showed me the pen.
Yeah.
And like a few minutes later, I was already giving my credit card details. I remember having it out and I'm writing down all the details.
That's
and I was
so
like,
weird.
what happened? And I couldn't stop thinking about it. Even when I was getting my tattoo, I'm just like, was I in some sort of trance or hypnotized or under some spell or something? I don't know. And then the moment I landed in Dubai, I canceled that credit card.
You didn't cancel it right then and there?
No. Because I have to call an international number and I don't want to like waste credits.
Yeah, but imagine they wipe out your whole debit.
That's fine. There's no money in there.
Okay, fine.
I have no money.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. The family you're feeding is me. The starving kids is me.
Oh my God. What? I can't with you. I can't.
I don't know. I didn't know.
You never. So when you realize what you're doing, you didn't confront her?
No, I just left. Because what if she puts me in a trance again and she makes me do something stupid?
Like what?
I don't know. What she's like, jump off the building.
Of course you're not gonna do that.
But then I felt bad mostly in particular because I heard that these kinds of these tricks and all they play on people who with weak minds, and I felt, is my mind weak? Like I know
is she pretty?
Smart. She was actually quite
okay.
pretty.
There you go.
I think she enticed me with her beauty, and then the moment she showed me this pen, I don't know, maybe it was like a Men in Black kind of thing where she just did like this thing, and then I was like, oh well. So yeah, that was like one.
Maybe
really
there's
scary.
like a smell or something that when she does that, like you inhale it.
Oh
and
yeah.
then
I just want to
guess.
see the security cam footage of that and see what happened. I think I was in Dubai 2 days after that because I always get my tattoo one day before flying back to Dubai.
Okay.
Anyway, so
So bad.
yeah, it was crazy. I don't know what I did, and I took the most expensive pledge donation as well. Like, who am I?
Who are you?
Yeah, she gave me that pen, but I immediately threw it in case like this would like maybe like I need to go see this girl again.
Yeah, I'm
don't
sure
know.
that's what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, she's so pretty. I need to see her again.
She wasn't the prettiest, but she was pretty. But I think she called me like, I love your tattoos.
When did that ever
and
stop
stuff.
you?
What?
She's not the prettiest.
No, it stopped me quite a few times. But yeah, that's my story, and I think I just I don't know, man. Till this day, I cannot actually
Wrap your
pinpoint
head
what actually
around it.
happened. Yeah, but
That's crazy. I've heard some of those stories. Like, my Lola told me that happened to her as well. I think someone followed her after she was taking money out of the ATM, and she was shopping in the palenque. So palenque is basically the wet market. Like, it's
Okay.
an open space where you can buy anything from
Wuhan.
vegetables and the Wuhan market. Way to like put two and two together. But anyway, it seems like this person followed her and saw her take money out of the ATM. Started speaking to her, rubbing her shoulders, asking her something, blah, blah, blah. And she ended up giving that person a big amount of money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
weird. And she said, like, after that, she just couldn't remember why she did it. She could remember she gave it, but like, why? Because she would never do that. Yeah. So it's just weird.
It's
I
weird.
guess
It's
they
weird.
make you smell something. I don't know.
And some things cannot be like you cannot answer them. Like you need to see from like a bigger picture, like what actually they did or how they practice it, or what maybe they have a trigger word or like what you said, a smell.
Or maybe they inject something on you when they rub you or something.
Well, yeah, I don't
Did she
know.
touch you?
Yeah, she told you she was holding my arms. Yeah, looking at my tattoos.
Maybe
like,
there's
what
like
is
an
it?
ointment that they rub. I don't know,
Oh,
man. I don't know. It's just super weird, but also like super wrong.
Yeah, guys, don't fool people like that.
If you're
man.
talented enough to fool people and you're using your brain to do that, then use your brain to do something else.
Yeah, don't use it for evil, dude.
That could help the world or help someone.
Yeah.
And earn money the right way.
Yeah, get a
'Cause
job.
everyone's trying their best, so
Yeah, I know, and like for me until this day, I still think about it like sometimes. So it really takes its mental toll on other people. So yeah, just stop.
it's
I
not
guess
your fault.
they're not definitely not gonna stop with her message though. But we
Stop,
did our part.
okay?
We did our
Stop.
part. Okay.
No, I just Well, we can hope and pray that these people
Yeah.
would,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that wraps up this episode. I think that we can call it like traveling part 1 because we have a million more stories to
or
talk
like
about.
mishaps, because we've spoken about like the negative parts.
I have the worst. I'm gonna say it right now. I have the worst travel luck, and I can explain to you in a future episode of like what happened in my life when it came to traveling. But yeah, that's. I think there's gonna be like many more parts
many
of this.
travel
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
And these are the unlucky ones,
Yeah.
but there are good ones as well.
Yeah. And these will go on as the years go by. Like in a few years, Janine and I will be telling you a lot more travel stories of more recent ones, actually. So
And our travels together. I can't wait.
yeah,
Travel buddy. My
TB,
future
huh?
travel buddy.
Yeah. I sleep a lot, so she's gonna have a problem with that.
And he travels budget airlines, so
Cebu Pacific.
is that one of their games where you have to
Happy birthday, Joseph.
the longest Cebu Pacific gets a blanket.
Oh my God.
Yes. If you don't know, go back to episode number 1 where we talk about his
Yeah.
Cebu Pacific blanket stories.
That was the best. If you come to my room, guys, now you'll see I have like 14 of
Was
those.
it 1 or 2? I can't remember anymore.
No,
yeah,
it
but
was.
OG
No, first one is
listeners-
parental guidance. So I think second.
Yeah, OG listeners.
Yeah, well,
would
in the
know.
Cebu Pacific story, yeah. It's one for the books, dude. One for the books.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
That's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you were watching on YouTube, please do subscribe and hit the like button and turn the notification bell on so you know whenever we drop a new video. And for those of you listening to the podcast on any podcast platform of your choice, please do also subscribe and give us a good rating on Apple Podcast or whatever platforms allow you to give them a rating. And
Your energy went.
yeah, because I started losing. Like, what else do I
What
say?
else do I have? Is there a pen around? Here's the pen.
No, what else? Yeah, so if you want to send us some questions, any feedback or comments, you can always send us an email at halfanicedayshow@gmail.com, or you can visit our Instagram page at halfaniceDayPodcast, and in the link in bio, you'll be able to see a link that redirects you to the Google Forms. And from there, you can send us your messages, whatever you want. And please do follow us on Instagram, guys, and especially YouTube. Like what we said in the beginning, we're 196 subscribers.
Yes.
And we just have 4 more to go for the 200 episode.
And a lot more to 1,000 for us to get monetized. So let's get going.
Let's get going. We have a very great plan, actually, for the next coming episodes. We have our first guest. Should we say it?
Yeah, first guest.
We have a first guest that will be on the podcast for... Okay, in like 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Like, how do I put a calendar?
How can I calculate? In 2 weeks' time.
In 2 weeks' time, we'll have our first guest.
Very exciting.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool.
Some of you may know her.
Yeah, you might have seen her on the internet.
Yeah. On TikTok, to be specific.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. A few more, most on TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Ramadan Kareem again to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. And anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Yeah?
Nope.
Okay, guys. Travel safe if you do decide to travel.
No, sorry.
What?
No.
Yeah, stay safe, guys. If this podcast inspired you to travel, please do make sure that all precautionary measures are in place.
I'm reminded now.
What?
My friend just got married. Plonky and Kid Jason. They got married a week back. Yeah, that's it. And I just wanted to say like happy marriage. And she said shout out.
Okay.
She said please shout out naman on your
congratulations, Plonky and
Kid Jason.
Kuya Jason. May you have a lifetime together of love, happiness, and joyfulness.
That was such a downer.
Like, we're getting a divorce right now because of Josh.
Oh my goodness. It's Florence.
So guys,
her real name is Florence. Like people just call her Plonks.
I don't think I'll be able to do a good wedding speech, right?
I think you will.
Yeah, if I maybe practice. I cannot be put on the spot and give a greeting or anything. I don't know.
Exhibit A.
Yeah. Okay, guys. And on that note,
Have a nice day. That was so off tune, bro.
I know. It's late.
We love you guys.
We like you as a friend.
Bye.
Bye.